You know, I've heard it said many times that if the Bible had power, why would they bring it to Africa? If the Bible had power, why would they teach it to the slaves? And it sounds valid initially. And of course, the response that many people will then say who want to hold on to this Bible is that, well, that's why they changed it from the original African teachings. Or that's why they only gave you the slave Bible, which cut out a lot of things, even though the slave Bible was mostly utilized in the Caribbean and South America. It didn't come to the Americas till around 1806. And then they would say, well, they also told and instructed the slaves on what parts of the Bible they could actually teach. And those seem valid as well. But I'm going to tell you, the Bible actually does have power. The Bible has an immense power. Whether you are saying that it came from Africa or not, it doesn't matter, because the power that the Bible has is the power of enslavement. The power of dominating a person psychologically and dominating a culture so that those who already have economic and political power can maintain their power over the people. You see, even if you said that the Bible came from Africa, to which it did not, the Bible came from the Levant. The Levant is not Africa. Even if you said that the Bible borrowed from the teachings of Egypt, it did borrow from some Egyptian teachings, and which is in Africa, and borrow from some Sumerian teachings, Akkadian teachings, which is in the Levant, Mesopotamia. Even in those teachings, it has the power of enslavement. Whether we're talking about Enlil's desire to enslave people mentally and having them believe in gods, whether it is the Kemetic teachings of believing in Osiris and Asar and Aset, it still had the power of enslavement, because the Kemetic powers, the Kemetic political powers, economic powers, they still utilize those teachings to enslave their people. As a matter of fact, if you look at the religious teachings of almost every major and minor religion throughout history and time immemorial, whatever religions were dominating, there was enslavement that was taught. Oh, we're teaching you about Zeus. Well, in order for you to be gifted by Zeus, and for the culture to be blessed by Zeus, or blessed by Ares, or blessed by Chetua, or blessed by Oshun, or blessed by any of these gods, you have to be obedient. And these gods have passed down their power through the kingship. It's passed down its powers through the governmental forces. No matter how you slice it. You see, if the Bible didn't have that kind of power, it would not have been adopted by the Romans, and then it would not have been adopted by the Germans, and adopted by the English, and adopted by every other monarchy that existed throughout Europe. So to say that they wouldn't have given it to Africa, well, hell, in that thought process, they wouldn't have given it to the Europeans either. Why would the kings of England and the kings of France and Scotland still teach the Bible if it didn't have the power of enslaving the people to believe in something that flowed through the kingship, and that the people's obedience to the king is equal to their obedience to God? As a matter of fact, it says it very plainly that the leaders that were given to you, that you were born under, was approved by God, appointed to you by God. So all these religions are designed to control people. The only thing that does not control people is the teachings of the Hermetics and the teachings of alchemy. Even when you look at the Buddhist teachings, you have to give honor to the monks, honor to the Buddha, honor to the Dalai Lama. You're still being held down. You're still not allowed and truly allowed to be able to find your own levels of greatness, your own levels of power, your own inner divinity within yourself, to be able to elevate your consciousness to a higher level. This is why I became a student of alchemy. This is why I became a student of the Hermetics, because it is the only teachings that has a slightly religious point to them that allows for your greatness, that allows for your individual greatness, I should say, that does not put a government or above you, does not put other people above you. Now, there are other philosophies that do the same, whether you're Stoic or Neoplatonism. Those, you can elevate your own consciousness, and they do not involve any type of God or religious teachings. It doesn't place people above you. But all these religions have a power, and it's not a good power. It's an evil power. It's the evil power of dominating your fellow energetic beings. So, yeah, they would bring the Bible to the Europeans. They would bring the Bible to the Africans. They would bring the Bible to the Americans. They would bring the Bible to the entire world, because the Bible has that power of enslavement. The Quran has that power of enslavement. The Torah has that power of enslavement. The Vedics, all of them, have that power of enslavement. So although I understand the point that is trying to be made, the point is wrong. But what do you guys think? And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.